My followers, it's time for another exciting edition of Meth Chronicles. Alright, so look, out in the whole meth world, there's two things that you may come across. One being tea. Meth is called tea, Tina, ice, um, I don't know what else they call it, but those are the couple of names that I know that meth goes by. But outside of meth, there's also another combination called G. G is basically the liquid form of the date rape drug, and when I tell you this shit will have you loopy, but it's a different type of intoxication. It's similar to being drunk, but like maybe 5 times the feeling. I don't know. I can't even explain it. The only way that I can explain it is swirl. And that's usually the common name that people will call it when you're in that place of loopiness. You're swirling. And while you're in that state, you fucking or getting fucked or something like that. But the G is a downer. So sometimes people will couple the T and G together when they want to come down because they got work the next day or because they no longer want to feel um, 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 they no longer want to feel that damn it, that's what I'm looking for. They no longer want to feel anxious, antsy, paranoid, because those are some of the things that you'll feel when you're doing the crystal meth. So G, I'm going to tell you about uh, 2 times that G got the best of me. Now, it is possible to overdose on G and it will shut your body down and you will die, which is why it's imperative that you measure out specific amounts and you take it slowly, take it in increments. You can't just drink a whole bunch of G, you'll fucking die. So I've had 2 experiences where I took too much G. Probably could have died, but here's the first instance. Went over this white man's house. He lived on like R and 14th Street in DC, and he will always have these little group sessions. Now, he wasn't necessarily cute, but I was only there because of the G and the T, and what other cute boys he may have had around him. So, so I take some G to the head without measuring it, and when I tell you the next thing I know, I'm coming to on his bed with a whole bunch of like cameras in my face. And I look up at the computer monitor and it's like Cam 4. It's a website where people like webcam themselves jacking off or fucking and whatnot, and you can see these things. I mean, these videos are spread out like a grid. It's like fucking here, sucking dick here, jacking off here, but all these people are having camcorders on them while they're doing this shit. So I see myself on the website because the cameras are on me. Of course, I would have never consented to it if I was of sound mind and sound judgment, but yeah, the motherfucking cameras is on me. I wake up like, what the fuck is going on? Mind you, I'm loopy. I feel sick to my stomach. I feel like it's like the worst hangover ever. So I'm like, well, what the fuck were y'all doing? Like, what happened? He was like, well, you swirled out, and we decided to fuck you and video it. You decided to do what? I never felt so violated in my life. I said, oh my gosh, y'all really? So you just gonna slut me out on this Cam 4? Now, thank God I haven't seen any videos that may have been taken. None of that has surfaced, and I hope that it won't surface at all. But yeah, that was some wild shit. Like, who does that? But that's the type of shit that happens when you're dealing with these drugs. Like, it's almost like a predatory type thing that some of these men will have. The men that's providing the drugs, and they will get you high as a kite, get you swirling like fuck, and then will do things to you that you wouldn't normally let people do to you if you were of sound mind and sound judgment. Ergo, let niggas just fuck you, like a line of niggas fuck you, or let a ugly old bitch fuck you, things of that nature. So it's a lot of people being taken advantage of when it comes to these drugs and this whole culture. And I hate to say it, but these days it's seeming as if it's a lot more black men. Now I know you're thinking, well, since when did black people start doing crystal meth? You're right. It wasn't something that used to be a thing, but now it's becoming more and more and more um, popular with black gay men. And the only conclusion that I can come to is that you have a black gay male who may already be dissatisfied with their life, whatever that may be, whatever dissatisfaction that may be, and they have a new method of escaping their reality. But they're not thinking about this is now Pandora's box, and you're going to have to deal with this for the rest of your fucking life. That's what they're not thinking about. And unfortunately, that's when the cycle of addiction starts. So yeah, that's one instance. Another instance was this. I was living on Q Street, Northeast. It's like Q in Florida, and I was fucking, being a thought bucket. I had taken some G. I think I took the G right before I was supposed to fuck somebody, but I took too much G. And again, I come to in my roommate's bed. Now, you have to understand this was a room share. So me and this roommate didn't like rent the place together. He was already there and I was just renting a room through this property management company. So I didn't know this man. We was talking to each other in passing. Hi, bye. Can you move some stuff out of the refrigerator so I can put my shit in here? Do you want to eat some of this shit I cooked? I have extra. You know what I mean? It's just very superficial. You know what I mean? I wasn't telling this motherfucker I was doing drugs. I wasn't letting this motherfucker in on anything that was really going on with me. So I wake up in this man's bed and I'm like, okay, I don't realize where I am at first. And then he comes in. I'm like, oh, what happened? Why am I in your bed? He was like, well, you kind of walked in here and your speech was slurred and you were vomiting and I cleaned you up and you also urinated on yourself. Dun dun dun! I said I did what? I urinated on myself in this man's bed on his top cover comforter, like a, you know what I mean, like a memory foam type mattress top. I'm here. I'm so fucking embarrassed. Like, okay, how is this gonna go down? Now I'm grateful that he looked after me because it could have been a situation where I died on my own vomit or something like that. But bitch, can you imagine the embarrassment that I felt? Like, who pisses on their roommate's fucking mattress? Who does that? So that was a sobering experience that time, and I was like, okay, I can't just be doing this G like this because this G is gonna have me really fucked up. So, luckily, I don't have any more stories. What do y'all know about Luana? This is excellent motherfucking moisturizer for your skin. It's coconut oil. You can cook with it, saute with it. You can motherfucking put it on your body. Yes. Anyway, yeah. So that was embarrassing as fuck. Needless to say, I felt like I was indebted to him, and I bought him an edible arrangement, and I gave him like $200 to get a new, mattress top. And we never talked of it again. We never spoke about it again. But I know he knew I was on something. Because the men I had coming in and out of that motherfucking apartment, bitch, you would have thought I had a whole motherfucking brothel or a hostel, bitch. I mean, there's too much going on. Too much going on. But yes, that's two of my G stories. I don't think I swirled out anymore after that. But again, in closing, if you are a person who is still dibbling dabbling, you have to make sure that you are completely aware of your surroundings, that you're being smart about the quantity that you're intaking, and make sure that you always have some type of leverage. Don't ever be in a position where somebody has some type of leverage over you, especially if you walk away from the situation feeling bamboozled, which is oftentimes how you'll feel once you come down. You'll be like, damn, I shouldn't let that fat bitch fuck me, but he had a big dick. But now that I'm sober, how am I going to get rid of this motherfucker? How am I going to say, sorry, sir, I only had sex with you because I was under the influence of an illicit substance. I really have no interest in you at all. So don't call me. I'll call you probably next time I'm high. But as for now, you don't know me and I don't know you. Like this is the internal process. This is what I'm thinking about in my head. Like, so what do? You just block that bitch. You block bitches first and ask questions later. That's what you do. But that's not right. That's not Jesus. He didn't call for me to be a thought bucket. He didn't call for me to be a meth whore either. And he didn't call for you to do the same. So god damn it, reel it in, root yourself in your reality, and be smart about these drugs if you're going to continue to do it. And also, I want to encourage you to lean into whatever support system you may have. And if you don't have a support system, you're going to have to start cutting people off. Now, look, I understand when you're dealing with these drugs, and the drug is such a community oriented drug, just like weed. People get together, they smoke weed, right? People get together, they do meth, and you can really end up having organic relationships with individuals. You start learning people, you start feeling comfortable with people, you start opening up to people, and it can be difficult trying to separate yourself from these individuals, knowing that this meth isn't for you, knowing that you aren't going to be able to be your best self until you let this meth go. And because that person is still in that world, you're going to have to let them go as well. That's not easy. It's not easy at all. But I want to encourage you to know that it's possible. You can do it. You can do it. So I'm going to leave you guys on that note. And I'll be back again at some point with the motherfucking story. All right. Bye.